تمام يلا ها يلا شباب شوي 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 يلا تعال يا سيد تعال يلا شوي شوي امسكها بالرجلين يلا الله اكبر يلا الله اكبر
Hey! Var mı? Hangi renk? Pembe var mı üzerinde? Abla şu an lütfen siz kendinizi düşünün. Başka bir şey görmüyorum ben.
Una verdadera catástrofe en dos países, en Turquía y en Siria. Este sismo que fue a las 4 de la madrugada, hora local, cuando la gente estaba en sus hogares durmiendo, y entonces se pilló totalmente por sorpresa a familias enteras que se encontraron a veces en medio de edificios que simplemente se desplomaban sobre ellos. Ahora hay una verdadera carrera contrarreloj para intentar el poder evacuar todavía a sobrevivientes, a personas que se encuentran ahora desesperadas bajo los escombros. También aumenta la gravedad de la situación el hecho de que estamos en una etapa especialmente cruda del invierno, con frío, lluvias, nieve, vientos. Y todo esto hace que la hipotermia esté amenazante para estas personas que se encuentran bajo los escombros. Entonces vemos estas labores de rescate que se prolongan en distintos lugares, tanto en el interior de Turquía como en la vecina Siria. Hay que tener en cuenta que el epicentro está situado en Gaziantep, que es una región turca fronteriza con Siria, en el lado oriental de Turquía. Entonces ahora vemos a personas que están en verdadero pánico, sobre todo cuando las réplicas siguen sucediéndose, ya decenas de ellas, como decías, una incluso de 7.5, o sea, casi la misma intensidad del primer terremoto, que ha sido el más importante desde 1939. Dice el presidente turco Recep Tayyip Erdogan que se trata del peor desastre que ha vivido Turquía en más de un siglo. Escuchémosle.
No sabemos cuánto aumentará el número de muertos y heridos, ya que continúan los trabajos de remoción de escombros en muchos edificios en la zona del terremoto. Nuestra esperanza es que nos recuperaremos de este desastre con la menor pérdida de vidas.
Erdogan habla de cerca de 3.000 edificios colapsados, o sea, de algo realmente espeluznante. Las autoridades geológicas en Estados Unidos estiman que la cifra al final de muertes puede llegar hasta 10.000 personas, basándose en la cantidad de personas que están en la zona afectada por el sismo. Y hay que destacar también que si bien Turquía está preparada relativamente para intentar hacer frente a algo así, este terremoto ha pillado en una situación aún más extrema a la vecina Siria, donde continúa un conflicto ya durante 12 años y entonces se encuentran casas dañadas por bombardeos. O sea, ahí la situación es mucho más extrema, si cabe. Los hospitales aseguran estar totalmente colapsados, simplemente no hay lugar para poner a los sobrevivientes de este horror. Tenemos unas 600 víctimas en el lado que está controlado por el régimen de Bashar el-Assad y otras 200, 300 hasta ahora rescatadas ya sin vida en el lado controlado por los rebeldes, donde están los así llamados cascos blancos encargados de las labores de rescate.
We have since heard from the governor, and we're quoting him as saying that at least 5 people have died after this magnitude 7.8 earthquake, and he says that at least 34 buildings collapsed. This is just information just coming in that we're reporting on. And Reuters is quoting a witness saying that the earthquake lasted about a minute. Mm-hmm. Wow, if an earthquake that lasts a minute can cause this much damage, I mean, it just goes to your point at about how powerful it is.
Yes, indeed. A minute doesn't sound like a really long time, but I imagine to those that were feeling it, that minute seems like it lasts forever. And then just 11 minutes later, that first big aftershock occurred. So no sooner does the shaking stop, you can kind of get your wits about you. No doubt you may have been sleeping at 4:15 in the morning. You probably run outside, start to look around, check on your family members, your loved ones, and then the shaking starts again. And 6.7 is a very intense earthquake. And then about 10 minutes later, a 5.6. So it's one after another, and that will sadly continue, well into tomorrow through the day, with more of these aftershocks to occur. But yeah, it is amazing, how everything can change in just that 1 minute when these massive earthquakes occur, for sure. And another thing you'll see in these pictures, people are very bundled up. It's quite cold here. It's February. It's a cold time of the year, but temperatures are even a little bit lower than they would normally be. We even saw some snow in the region, northern Syria, southern Turkey earlier. This is, of course, an area where there's a lot of Syrian refugee camps, and the snow has been impacting them. We actually reported on earlier in the day. So, in this location where these buildings are, there's obviously a lot of damage, but there were a lot of other cities impacted by this earthquake as well, and towns and rural villages that no doubt felt even stronger shaking as they were closer to the epicenter, some of them.
We're looking at a potential humanitarian crisis in the aftermath of this historic quake that has, rippled throughout the region, affected at least 3 countries. As you were reporting, we were showing footage of search and rescue crews trying to look for survivors, and dramatic footage there of also somebody being pulled out of the rubble. How equipped are Turkish first responders to deal with a quake of this size, of this scale?
I mean, this is a country that has dealt with so many devastating quakes. Tens of thousands of people have been killed over the years in multiple devastating earthquakes. The last that many here would remember was in 1999, where tens of thousands of people were killed in that earthquake. They are always preparing for the worst. They are always expecting. This is a country that sits on multiple fault lines. This is a country that has been hit by earthquakes. You have the capabilities, you have the teams that are not only deployed usually to deal with earthquakes in this country. Turkey is one of the first countries to offer assistance and send teams to deal with earthquakes in other countries. So they are capable. to deal with these search and rescue operations. But it is a very challenging time as well, Leila. We're in the middle of a winter storm right now. In that part of the country, in southern Turkey, they've had snow, freezing temperatures over the past few days. And if you look as well at the time this earthquake hit, at about 4 o'clock in the morning, this means a lot of people were in their homes when this happened. So of course, there's going to be a lot of concern about how many people are trapped underneath the rubble. I mean, Turkey is preparing for the worst right now. They are at the point where you have this country that has dealt with so many earthquakes, that is so experienced in dealing with natural disasters, saying that it is requesting international assistance to deal with this. So this really is an indication of how bad they expect this situation to be right now.